Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 82 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. To catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice, listed in the description below. I'm your host, GM, and overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian, joined tonight by the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
Wait, where? Where?
You're here.
Oh, right here. I'm right here. Got it.
Where have you been all my life?
I don't know.
He was stuck in
Hiding.
Take on Me cinematic.
you were trapped in the mirror in the video. Is some kind of bizarre Superman 3 thing?
Yeah, right.
I think the correct term is the Shadow Realm.
The Shadow Realm? No, you didn't lose
Banished.
a children's card game.
The Dark Fortune Duelist. Meat Man.
Stop. What's up? How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well, Sonic. How are you?
No, I chose Shadow. I chose Shadow. Sonic was taken by the person who hosted the roleplay.
I thought I'd already chosen Shadow.
No, I got him before you. I took the edgiest
I
character.
misclicked. I ended up with Silver, the lame one. Why can't I have Ted Bundy, the hedgehog, from Chris Chan?
Oh, no.
Yeah, did you see he drew that?
Divert!
He drew a Ted Bundy chew.
No.
Or she now, I guess. He's trans, but...
Divert.
She is trans. Alright, and the Resident Wildcard Mao.
Yo.
A man of few words.
Yep.
His honor's impeccable.
You ain't getting him to say anything crappy about his lord. He only responds in one word answers. Or not at all.
McGrady said nope.
I want him to do his topic in one-word statements.
I know, right?
Your topic is a tier list, isn't it, Mal? Those are popping up all over the place.
They are. I'm loving the fact that like these tier lists are being made kind of like as a meme in of itself.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single one.
The fast food one's big. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like the one that everyone's been doing on YouTube and stuff.
I've seen it. It's bled into other anything. You go into like some community and they'll like. I've seen it for like
GameCube, Bliss.
Yeah, like consoles and
games.
whatnot. Yeah, it's all over the place, and there's no sense or reasoning, actual like tier listing to it. It's generally just
Best
people.
controller. I saw that one too.
This is a great controller. It had fantastic response. The buttons were placed perfectly. C for just good.
Everyone knows
The
it's the GameCube
60
controller. The
It's
greatest.
the 64 controller because it requires the most hands. Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it would go.
The old
Clearly
boomerang.
superior.
This kind of controller requires at least 64 hands. That's why it's in the SSS tier.
You're doing some crazy presses per minute.
So, man, that was a good controller though. I really enjoyed that controller.
Did you really?
I did. I actually had no problem with that controller. I don't know what it was. It never bothered me.
Yeah, I thought it was like okay, but it's still not like the greatest one, obviously.
It's no, by no means, but it wasn't bad.
I'd say maybe the original Xbox one is a little bit better, but those white and black buttons had no business existing.
Yeah,
I mean,
they should have been around.
they had a corollary. I don't remember.
Bumpers
I
are
don't
just better.
I'm gonna say it's kind of like the new buttons that they have on the PlayStation 4 controller, where it's like the options share and the touchpad. But the problem is that like
Fuck those buttons. They still mess with me all the time.
the problem is I've had some games where touchpad is start and where options is start. It doesn't. There's no uniform system depending on the game you're playing.
I probably have so many
Usually,
random
I found-
screenshots.
I found that touchpad, if it's start, it's usually like your character sheet, your items, that kind of stuff. Whereas options is a true pause.
Yeah.
You can have options, save, and exit, and then everything else is under the touchpad, which I'm okay with.
I mean, that's not bad. It's fine. It's really jarring. Like when I'll play one game and I'm like, oh, I had to bring up the menu with the touchpad, and the next game is like, surprise, you had to press options. And I keep forgetting because I haven't played that game in forever, but I've been playing the other game for a week straight now. So it's the muscle reflex is built in. and that's the worst.
Well, if we only all
Well,
shared
just,
in your tribulations. Then,
Yeah.
Just get good, noob.
Oh wow, you know what?
well,
I don't. That's it.
that's a good segue into our first topic. Because it's a complete non sequitur. Mal, you're up first. What is your topic?
Well, this weekend I went and saw Detective Pikachu. So I'm going to talk about Detective Pikachu.
I thought you were going to say, so I'm going to talk about something completely different.
I thought
To
about
continue
it.
with
and
non
then-
sequiturs.
Right. Yeah, so
Is it true, Mal? Does he really drink coffee in it?
yes, he is addicted to
Yes.
coffee.
Yes, that's all I needed to know. 10 out of 10. 5 stars.
No.
100 out of 100. Metacritic
It is a
rating.
0 out of 10 because it did not contain Espeon.
Well, we can't have all.
Did
your
you know
best
that you can
Pokemon.
get a Espeon wireless GameCube controller for your
Oh
Switch,
my
Mal?
gosh.
Wait,
You
I
li-
can get a GameCube controller for my Switch?
Yeah, with Espeon. It's
'cause
wireless, so you can probably actually Bluetooth connect it to your Switch.
Neat.
You know
Or,
what you get?
Or to your adapter that you don't have, but that you can buy
What you-
for like $15.
You know what you can also
Because the
get that's
GameCube controller is the best controller. And we have continued the meme of completely segueing Mal off topic at the beginning of his topic.
Yes, I'm trying to say, you know what you can also get from that's, you know, the related to the actual movie that we're supposed to be
Pikachu,
talking
right?
about? No, it's cards. We're going to get Pokemon cards.
Oh yes, they it does come with Pokemon cards. At least I'm sure until they run out of Pokemon cards. But
Did you, how many did they hand off? Like, was it one
you
or
just get a pack that has 2 cards and like some ad stuff.
Oh, wow.
I got Pikachu or Detective Pikachu, and Psyduck. Oh yeah, Detective or the Pikachu has the move. What is it? Can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't have the cards in front of me. It's like it's something. It's coffee related. It's got a coffee move.
But how
Yeah.
how can we not break down
Like
the
a-
Pokemon TCG meta if you don't have your cards in front of you? Damn it, Mal.
Wow.
Well,
How are we supposed to figure out?
I'm
our
not the
tier
only one
list?
who shows up prepared every week.
I guess I
You're
should just leave.
No.
Just
I'm the one who probably shows up the least prepared every week, to be quite honest.
You did actually leave. I just want to let you know.
Come back, Mal.
No, Mal, we're sorry.
He might have actually had to restart his computer
He might have.
because he left Discord. But anyways,
did he?
this is funny that it just happened.
There he is.
Okay, that something unexpected happened there. I hit disconnect, and my Discord died. It just died.
You know,
Like
you
it just
laughed
went
when
to
I thought-
black screen on my Discord, and I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that."
I was like, the disconnect came and he's like, he'll pop back in a moment now. And then I'm thinking, that's all the thing is like, wow, he's sure taking his time.
All right, Detective Pikachu, please. Continue.
Okay. So, yeah, Detective Pikachu came out May 10th. It is directed by Rob Letterman, who hasn't really done a whole lot.
He did
Shark
a
Tale,
Goosebumps movie.
the first Goosebumps movie, Monsters vs. Aliens, and now this. And yeah, this is really, really good for Pokemon fans, at least. So it stars Justice Smith, who plays Tim Goodman, and he is 21 years old, insurance salesman who has given up on Pokemon. He lives in some small town. He doesn't want anything to do with Pokemon. It opens with him and a friend his friend trying to get him to catch a Cubone, but as just sort of to set up his character. And then he finds out his father has died investigating a case, and he has to go sort of, pack up his things, take care of all of that with his passing, and that he goes off to Rhyme City to kick off the rest of the movie. And we are greeted with what Rhyme City is, and it was created by what was his name? I remember the actor. Let's see, Howard Clifford, who is played by Bill Nighy, he's English and been in like every English thing ever. because they have like 8 actors. He's like in Shaun of the Dead, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Hot Fuzz, Harry Potter, and he was Davy Jones' voice, I guess, at least for Pirates of the Caribbean. And now he is a massive Pokemon fan, apparently. He has taken things from the set and bought all sorts of books. So I just found that amusing. But yes, he created this city to sort of go so that humans and Pokemon hand in hand could coexist together, and like there are no Pokemon fights allowed in it. Pokemon don't live in Pokeballs, and yeah, everything around the city is sort of built with that expectation, and it looks fantastic. This whole city, like, man, that's probably the best thing is just the city and the Pokemon. Like, they look so lifelike and are just how they got imagined from, the cartoon anime or whatever into live action.
Really?
Does Apom look horrifying
Yeah.
the entire time he's on screen?
Yes. Yes. Quite a few do. But in a good way, I guess. I don't know. It's just so cool seeing them, I think. Lickitung is weird and terrifying. Like, I mean, all of that tongue, I guess, but also hilarious looking. Pikachu, Growlithe, Eevee, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, they're all adorable.
Bulbasaur, I thought, looked the best in the trailer.
Yeah.
They look pretty good.
Yeah, the Pokemon are just so well done. They really, I assume the Pokemon Company or Game Freak or whatever, like, had to work like pretty heavily involved in this.
So can everyone understand Detective Pikachu or
no?
Okay.
While he is in his father's apartment, he comes across Pikachu and he can hear it talk for some reason. And he freaks out, as you see in the trailer, trying to figure out if other people can hear him. And no, it's just him. It's possibly due to him inhaling drugs right before that. Because there's the case his father was investigating involves some sort of substance that turns Pokemon crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And so the Pikachu is voiced by Ryan Reynolds, who is also just one of the best things about the movie. His whole performance is just spectacular. He's hilarious. I don't.
It's honestly a role I wouldn't have expected, like, to
right,
do well,
exactly.
but I'm really glad to hear that.
But he's just so good at like I don't know, just so good as a cute little Pikachu, but that is more, I don't know, like addicted to coffee, making crass jokes, and I believe they had plenty of like rated R B-roll that I'm sure we'll never see the time of day, unfortunately. Which that would be hilarious to see.
So, quick question for you then. Are other Pokemon, does they ever talk about like if other Pokemon can talk and whatnot? And
No,
they can't understand?
This is very unique.
Okay.
Or at least it's no one it's people like look at him strangely when he says he can understand the Pikachu and stuff. Like, it's not expected. Outside of probably so if you've seen the trailer, Mewtwo's in it. And but he's a psychic Pokemon, so there might be some expectations there. It starts off with him escaping, and he's the reason why he causes the wreck that kills Tim's father.
Oh.
Yeah. And they in one line they do mention that this is or that this Mewtwo has been missing since when he escaped the Kanto 20 years ago. So it's the one from the games.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's
because they do.
cool.
Yeah, they what's it? Rhyme City is like its own region, and like you see, like he has a Pokemon or a poster for the Sinnoh region championships on his his childhood room and stuff. So, like
Wow, that's
in the Pokemon universe, like the one that from the games that you or whatnot.
actually really cool. That takes a
Yeah.
little bit of investigation into the lore of the Pokemon game to actually
Right.
follow up on. That's really cool. I'm really glad they
Yeah,
gave it that nod.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on just like in the backgrounds and stuff for like actual Pokemon fans and
Lots
stuff.
of cool Easter eggs.
Right.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That generally means that there was love and attention given to
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
the
it
project
definitely
was.
feels like they really like the potential for the world that the world building gives off is one of the best things about the movie, and like I would love to just see just more of that in general. Because so the plot overall is fairly basic and predictable. It's not its strong suit at all, but it's still a fun experience. The comedy's good, but
I mean, it's
yeah,
more basic.
sometimes
kids. I
it
can
feels
understand
like
that.
things just sort of happen um to them, like just so that they can move on to the next scene, sort of. Like I don't know, it doesn't really give it's so fast paced as well, it doesn't really give the characters room to breathe. Tim and Pikachu, or Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, are like the best characterization coming off of the movie. He meets up with a girl named Lucy, who's a reporter, and she comes off very flimsy. Bill Nighy and his character's son are very basic. Ken Watanabe
Does he show up and
is in it.
reprise his role as Giovanni?
No,
Ken Watanabe playing an Italian man.
he was a detective. He's a detective that had worked with his father and sort of like talked to him when he first gets to the city, and he's just so underused for who he is, sort of.
That's a really big shame.
yeah,
because
it's pretty-
he's a good actor.
Is Team Rocket referenced at all in the movie?
I don't. So the drug
think
is
you
called
noticed.
R, but I don't know if that's an actual reference to Rocket or not.
That probably might be a reference to
Right.
Team Rocket. I mean, is there any any enemy team, so to speak?
No, there's no enemy team.
Okay,
But
then
it is the same. So it is like it's the same Mewtwo from Kanto 20 years ago. So I don't know. Like, there's no Team Rocket. Who knows? Why would Team Rocket still be around in 20 years if they were supposed to break up? In Gold and Silver. So
Do they reference Red at all?
no, not that I thought.
Maybe it was
yeah.
Red who made the drug, or
No, you find out who that is and
Oh.
how it's made and all that. It's not tied to a team,
Okay.
explicitly at least. Outside the possibility of what the name is referencing, but even that might just be like a sly nod, not an in-canon reference.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is probably potentially just a sly nod because it's like a bad drug, and there's always like the bad guy group in the Pokemon games and whatnot. It might just be the nod to it.
Yeah, the way they integrate the Pokemon is just so cool. Like using Loudred as sound systems.
Really?
Yeah, or they have Machamp directing traffic at a four-way interway. Why? It's because a Snorlax is sleeping in the middle of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like the Squirtle or firefighters.
See, that kind of stuff is so cool to see because, like, that's like how they would be utilized in a more modern day world like this. That's just how that would happen.
Jigglypuff was a lounge singer, right?
Yeah, and I feel like they used the actual like vocals from the anime for that little bit. Like I couldn't tell. It sounded like the Jigglypuff from the anime.
Did it put everybody to sleep?
There was someone sitting right next to it, just passed out,
Okay.
and it had the marker for the microphone.
Yes.
But because Lucy has a Psyduck, and it does not sound like the Psyduck from the anime.
Oh, okay.
So that one might have just been another like Easter egg type thing because it sounded real, like as far as I could remember, identical. But the music's also really well done. It's sort of got like a techno pop vibe, but there are some scenes where it feels like Pokemon music, battle some battle music, and the credits is actually like a remix of the Red and Blue or music theme from the games, and you get to see all the characters done in the art style of I always blank on the name. It's Sue something, the actual Pokemon artist.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it shows all of the characters done in that style for the credits, and that was really cool to see. So yeah, I think there's a lot of love for the that went into it. It's definitely geared more towards children. Especially if you don't know anything about Pokemon. But there's a lot for Pokemon fans. But if you're not a fan of Pokemon, I don't know how much it would appeal to anyone. It is officially the best adaptation of a video game movie.
Really?
Like it has made the most money. I mean, at least.
Wow. That's again,
yeah,
good news to hear.
170 million, I think, so far.
That's not bad.
Yeah, a budget of 150 million. I think they've already said they're working on more, or another one at least. But I don't know if they would do it, the same characters or if just in that world, because you could do a lot with it, I would think.
Did it feel like it could have built off into another movie, or does it feel like it would have been better? It feels finalized, so to speak.
There's potential there, but it's pretty final, I would think.
Okay.
Because
I know there's like some movies when they come out and they've got like the kind of this ending that leaves some stuff to like ambiguity or openness, so that the possibility is always there, and then there's always other shows that kind of just give like a very strong like, no, this is the end of the story, we're done, no more to be said about it.
Yeah. I also if they had gotten anyone else for the Ryan Reynolds role, I'm not sure how great it would have been.
Wow,
But
it just fit really well.
Yeah, he definitely helps the film out a lot.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Just again, like the plot and the most of the characters just kind of are left. I'm just left wanting for more from that. But like the visuals, music, just the Pokemon, like the connection of Pokemon is definitely strong enough for me to love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good enough reason as any.
So you're telling me they didn't work in the Super Smash Bros. Cinematic universe? They didn't leave it in. Nick Fury didn't show up at the end and said he's assembling a team.
There is no post-credit scene.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good to know.
That's
no,
good
just
to know,
the only bit for the credit stuff is seeing all of the actors done in the Pokemon style art.
I would stick around for that. That sounds.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I watched all of it.
That would actually be worthwhile. Kind of glad stingers are going away. Well, they were cool for what they were.
Yeah, I mean, they work well for Marvel, but I don't. Yeah, outside of that.
Yeah, if you're not crafting I don't know, you have to be crafting something that's that big of an epic to really capitalize on them.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the other Nintendo property that's getting a movie or something that had to do with Smash? Because I've seen a lot of people joking about that lately.
I don't.
Oh, it was the Sonic. It was Sonic movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Nintendo had another property that's getting another movie.
Although I think there is supposed to be a Mario movie.
They're making a Zelda show too, and they are doing a new Mario Brothers movie.
Right. Wow. So, no. Sure, the Smash Initiative.
So, that's impressive. We'll see how this goes.
But yeah.
People would shit their pants if that happened.
Speaking of that turn of phrase, did you guys hear about what happened in Montreal, Quebec with Detective Pikachu?
No.
Some theater accidentally
Oh,
read The Curse of La Llorona instead,
yeah.
which is like
That happens a lot.
Wait, what happened?
They accidentally ran a horror movie instead of Detective Pikachu.
Right. So that's the sort of thing
amazing.
that people are like would be pretty quick to figure out.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it got like fully through the first scene where like a mother drowns her child. Like it got through the scene. So
Dude, this is really dark for Pokemon.
Holy moly!
This is intense. Where are the Pokemon though?
that's how
Another
you get a Cubone.
quick non sequitur. People who've been going to see Avengers lately, they've apparently some theaters been accidentally showing the Far From Home trailer before the movie.
Oh, before it?
So so people have been getting spoiled.
It was supposed to be added as a stinger, actually.
Yeah, I think
after
some
the trailer
have-
got released, it
I
was
think
supposed to
some
be
have
added
messed
to
up.
after the credits. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's
Yeah.
very unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, Disney was like, we're lifting the spoiler ban, and boy, did they. Spoiled before seeing the actual
Intentionally
movie
spoiled
in the
you.
theaters. I mean, it's not as bad for the showing double feature thing. I don't think it's quite as bad as for when Totoro came over in the theaters. They showed it as a double feature with Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, no.
Oh wow.
So I mean, people go in expecting a Studio Ghibli movie.
Well, they got a movie all right.
Yeah, when you get that one, oof, yeah, talk about
That's rough. Well, and then if you take the
I don't
fan
even know.
theory that Totoro is about Shinigami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know which one's better or worse. Like, which one do you want to see first and which one second, sort of thing. I don't know which is worse. But yeah. Like, do you get your heart crushed and then you're just depressed for all of Totoro, or do you get to sit through Totoro, you're on a high, and then you just get your heart crushed?
You get to run the gambit.
This is definitely not as happy as that last movie.
You just go see Mononoke instead, the objectively best Ghibli movie.
I'd agree with
The
that.
objectively best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I do like that cat in Kiki's Delivery Service. So.
No, it's all about Valley of the Winds or whatever. The one
I'm
that
a
no
Howl
one likes.
Moving's Castle person.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's fine, Mal.
That's fine. You can have that, man.
Yeah.
Mononoke or Nausicaa. Those are my two that can for number
Yeah,
one.
really. Yeah, that's why I was thinking of Nausicaa, Valley of the Winds, which I haven't seen, but it's the one that people usually like or lower on. So